Wow, this game feels like serious deja vu. Really, just think about it yesterday. The Flyers, in back-to-back games against the Buffalo Sabres, they shut them out 3-0. The only difference is with these games is for today, you had Phil Myers in the lineup back, sitting in for Eric Gustafsson. You had Carter Hart in net for the Flyers. And for the Buffalo side, you had Jack Eichel back in the lineup. But besides that, basically, it's a carbon copy of yesterday's game. 3-0 shutout. Flyers, I would say, dominated through majority of this game. Sabres did get some offensive chances throughout the game. The Flyers had a little bit of sloppiness, especially in the third period as well. So, yeah, I feel a serious deja vu with this game. And this stretch of games has probably been the best the Flyers have played the entire season. Just the way they're rolling out all four lines, the way they're pressuring the defense of the opposition, the way they're getting chances, the way they're actually shooting more. The Flyers have probably doubled their shot total average from this entire season in this past like 3 straight games. In these 2 games against Buffalo and Wednesday's game against the Rangers. So yeah, they're shooting a lot, and they had like 20 plus shots in the second period today. I'm like, what? Jeez. I'm like, what is this Flyers team? We're not shooting at all. I think we're like averaging around 20 to 25 shots a game through going into these like last stretches of 3 games. And now suddenly we want to shoot the puck so many times. I mean, I'll take it. I will definitely take it any day of the week. And when we get back-to-back shutouts, hey, it feels nice. It really feels nice. But then also there comes a question when you talk about these, I would say even the past 3 games, maybe these 2 more in, I would guess specifically, you could say, are these games a result of the Flyers playing a lot better, or are these games just a result of the Flyers beating down on a bad opponent in the Buffalo Sabres? And I'll say it's a mix of the two. Because, yes, the Buffalo Sabres are a really bad team. Without Jack Eichel and with Jack Eichel, they're just a bad team. The players looking out there, they just look careless. They don't want to be out on the ice, especially Jack Eichel on the first Couturier goal. He just looked like he didn't give a hell of a damn defensively and allowed Couturier to get in deep into the net. And just overall, just sloppy turnovers from Buffalo, and they just looked like they weren't in the game. And yeah, the Flyers also had some of those careless mistakes, but they had the defense getting back for them, and also you had Carter Hart making saves as well. And also the same thing for the Rangers. They were missing a lot of people in their lineup on that Wednesday game. And the Flyers, even though they won 4-3, they still were the better team throughout the entire game. And in these past 2 games against Buffalo, the penalty kill actually did come up huge, killing off 6 penalties in this 2-game set with the Buffalo Sabres. And like I said, I think it's a mix because the Flyers, yes, they're getting a lot more chances offensively. They look like they have a lot more chemistry with each other, and they have a lot more confidence that a lot of people are coming back into the lineup. When you have Lawton, Braun, not JVR, Voracek, Lindblom coming back into the lineup yesterday, and now you have Myers slotting back in and Eric Gustafsson getting sat today. So it looked like there was a lot more confidence in these past 3 games with the guys on the ice. And like I said, I feel like it is a mix of the two. Because Buffalo, yes, they are a really bad team. But just going into the game, and also there was some news today that Travis Konechny, he is officially off the COVID list, so I would expect he'll be back in the lineup, I would assume, this Tuesday when they play the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I'll get into the Flyers' upcoming stretch of games, because it's going to be really difficult and it's going to be really crucial for the standings and their like next stretch of, I would say, like 6 or 7 games. It's going to be really important to get points in that stretch. Really, really crucial. So just basically the start of this game, Buffalo especially had a better of a jump to start this game. The Flyers really didn't get their first shot on goal, I would say between like the 7 to 10 minute mark in the first period. But I would say the first half of the first period, Buffalo was the better team. They were getting the more shots on net. Flyers took a penalty, and they killed the penalty off. And Buffalo, they were getting chances early. Carter Hart was making saves. But then once you got into the second half of the first period, the Flyers started pouncing on Buffalo. They were getting shots on net, and they ended up out shooting Buffalo at the end of the first period. I believe it was 13-7. The Flyers outshot them, and I think through the halfway point, Buffalo did have those 7 shots on net. And the later half of the period, Buffalo didn't get a shot at all, and that's just how much the Flyers were dominating Buffalo at the end stages of that period. The Flyers also got a power play halfway through the third period, and honestly, even though the Flyers power play hasn't scored in these past 2 games against Buffalo, their setup looks a lot better. And they're passing the puck, they're getting shots on net. It's just a matter of time before the puck starts going in consistently, and they get more confident with this power play. Because The setups that they have right now, the combinations that they have on Power Play 1 and Power Play 2, and especially it helps when you have guys coming back into the lineup, they look a little bit more confident. And they're passing the puck, they're getting shots on net, and that's what you got to do. And if they continue to do that, and they continue to find the confidence on that power play, the pucks are eventually going to start going in. So the power plays, each of them that the Flyers had in this game, and the past 2 games, honestly, they haven't looked that bad. It's just, find a way to get the puck to go in. And the same thing with the penalty kill. The penalty kill came up huge today when the Flyers took a lot of stupid penalties, especially late in this game. The penalty kill came up really huge. And just like, we're going to continue on the fact that Buffalo, they look lost. They look out of sync. They look like they don't give a damn, especially a guy like Jack Eichel coming back into the lineup today. He just, even though Jonesy said it on the broadcast as well, Jack Eichel, even before he was injured, he just looked like he wasn't involved in the game. He looks like he's not motivated. And he said, honestly, he's comparing it to a situation that Columbus went through with Pierre-Luc Dubois. So could Buffalo be going through that same situation with Jack Eichel? Could Jack Eichel be wanting out of Buffalo in the near future? Honestly, I could see that, just because Buffalo hasn't been that good building around Jack Eichel, and I can honestly understand why he would probably be done with the team. He would be upset with the team, and I can understand if eventually down the line he does request a trade out of Buffalo, if it's in the near future, if it's another season from now. I can definitely see that happening. And from this, like the past stretch of games, like Jonesy said, he just doesn't look like he wants to be involved. Like, especially on the first shot, on the first goal in the second period. Because once the second period starts, the Flyers came out with a jump, especially with the first line. And that first line of JVR, Couturier, and Farabee. These guys generate so much. They have so much chemistry with each other. It's insane. And just on this play in general, the way Couturier just battles with Jack Eichel and makes him look silly. Couturier driving with the puck, getting to the net, finding a way to get the puck to Joel Farabee, who then puts the shot on the net, and Couturier literally has no one bothering him in the crease, and he finds a way to bury the rebound into the net, and you got Jack Eichel looking up into the sky, basically saying, "What the hell was I doing on that play?" Because that was a terrible effort defensively by Jack Eichel, and also you're going up against Sean Couturier, one of the best two-way forwards in the National Hockey League. I can understand that, but still, you got to put up a better effort defensively, and at least give him some type of fight, because that was literally too easy for him. It was too easy for Couturier to score that goal, but hey, I will take it, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Flyers, and the Flyers, once again, now a little bit over a minute later, they have an offensive zone draw. It's the 4th line out there. They win a faceoff back to Robert Haig. Takes the shot from the point, deflects in off of Michael Raffl, and is a 2-0 Flyers lead. And honestly, before I even get into the other stages of the second period, I forgot to mention, in the first period, Buffalo, there was like a bunch of stretches where Buffalo would hit the post, the Flyers hit the post on the power play off of a shot from Claude Giroux, and honestly, there was a little bit of an instance where Buffalo thought they actually scored a goal, but when it saw on the replay, it hit the very top corner of the crossbar and took a weird bounce out of the net. So the puck never crossed the line. It was no goal. It was still 0-0. I forgot to mention that. So back into the second period we go. So the Flyers just continuing to dominate. They have a 2-0 lead, and they do get another power play in this period. It's like before the halfway mark, I would say. And once again, they are getting chances. They do. They have the possession in the zone. They're getting shots on net. Provorov getting shots on net on the second unit now, because you don't have Gustafsson in the lineup. They're putting Sanheim and Provorov on the second unit, and you have Gostisbehere on the top unit of the power play, which honestly, I think that's where he does belong, just because Provorov, it's something, it's a little bit weird with Provorov on the power play for some reason. He just looks like he's too stiff. He's too stiff with the puck on the blue line on the power play, but he looked a lot better on the second unit when he was on the right wall. So maybe that's something they experiment with going down the line on the power play, and it's something to, I guess, look into as the games go on if they continue to do that with Provorov on the power play. So Buffalo, they do get their share of chances in this period, with the Flyers just generating so many shots on the board. They had 20-plus shots in this period. Buffalo also had 10-plus shots, and man, Carter Hart had to come up huge on some of these saves in the second period. Literally an odd man rush for Buffalo, and you got a 2-on-1 passing to Kyle Okposo, and just Carter Hart had to make this sprawling save with his leg, and it was just like, oh man, that's the Carter Hart we know and love. And Carter Hart was fantastic in this game. He was fantastic. He had to make some difficult saves in this game to allow the Flyers to have the 3-0 lead, and he was the main reason that the Flyers won this game. He was incredible in this game. He was playing fantastic. And this is the third straight game this year that Buffalo has not scored a goal against the Flyers. So I wonder when the Magic's eventually going to run out. But hey, I'll take this. I'll take the 2 straight shutouts and 3 shutouts in the season series. I'll definitely take that any day of the weekend. Once again, the Flyers continue to dominate in the offensive zone, getting shots on. Carter Hart have to make a couple of saves here and there. And then this one shift by Ivan Provorov specifically. This one shift, he just has the puck around. He skates around the backside, comes into the right slot, puts the shot on net. He doesn't score on that, but the way he manages to keep the puck in the offensive zone allows the Flyers to get that change since the bench is right there in the offensive zone. The first line comes out. He's playing the puck a little bit with Shane Gostisbehere. Gives it back to Provorov. Then he hands it over to Joel Farabee, who's on the point for some reason. And then Farabee looks like he's trying to pass the puck on a... Well, he's not actually trying to shoot the puck. He's trying to pass it to JVR, I think, in order for a deflection. And I have no idea how this puck goes in. It is a fantastic, pinpoint perfect deflection tip by JVR. You got Farabee literally just passing it to JVR, nowhere near the net. And JVR finds a way to get the puck, they had to stick down on the ice, redirect that puck into the net. I'm like, how the hell did that go in? JJ and Jonesy on the broadcast had no idea that puck went in. Because one, the Flyers didn't celebrate, and it was just like, oh, the puck's in. It was just one of those instances, and it was once again a great deflection by JVR, and he just continues his torrent pace on the season. And also, JVR had 2 points on the night. Also, Joel Farabee had 2 points on the night as well. So that top line of JVR, Coots, and Farabee, they just continue to get points. They continue to put pucks into the net, and they continue this chemistry that they have going through this stretch of the season, and it's really great to watch. That line especially out there, it's must-watch hockey. That top line of the Philadelphia Flyers. So you get a 3-0 lead, go into the third period, but then Jake Voracek in the offensive zone, I think this is in like the final 30 seconds of the period, takes this stupid penalty. Buffalo goes on the power play. Flyers manage to kill it off, even though Buffalo does get a couple of chances there in the last 30 to 20 seconds of the period. Go into the start of the third period, kill off the other power play, and I wasn't as big of a fan as this third period. It was kind of similar to yesterday's third period, where the Flyers were, I would say, playing a little too careless with the puck, especially guys like Kevin Hayes. He was really careless with the puck today, just trying to do one too many things with the puck. And he also had a odd man rush early in the game where he had all of the time to shoot. He had all the space in the slot, and I guess he was just looking past the entire way because he literally just skated into the goaltender. I'm like, Hazy, what are you doing there, buddy? You gotta shoot. It's just like, just being too careless. And also, Hayes took a stupid tripping penalty in this period too, as he's literally just throwing a stick behind him as one of the Buffalo Sabres is coming up the ice. I'm just like, Hazy, man, you gotta be better than that. You gotta be way better than that. And honestly, I'm being more critical of Hayes this year because it just feels like he's being a little too careless with the puck this season. And he's not playing terrible downright. I think it's just a little bit of trying to do way too much and also being way too careless at the same time. And also just the careless turnovers in this period as well. The Flyers are trying to rely too much on the backhand, the behind the look pass, expecting someone to be behind there for you, and you eventually either the puck gets lost into the middle of the ice or it gets turned over. It's just too many careless mistakes. Even though the Flyers got their share of chances in this period, Buffalo had one too many chances in this period, having 2 power plays in the third period. Thank God the penalty kill managed to kill it off, but just still, you got to be better. You have to be better in shutting down the game because you gave Buffalo one too many chances. And if you're playing like that when you're up 3-0 against a different team that's not Buffalo, because Buffalo is a bad team, then the result can be much different. Could be much different. Say if you're playing a team like the Boston Bruins, and the Flyers went through that this season when they had leads against Boston, and they blew the lead in the third period because the other team, when they were getting chances, they just managed to cash in. Buffalo got their chances. Carter Hart was just there to make the saves today. And I'm not saying that, just the third period overall, you got to be way better at closing out the game. The Flyers have to be way better. They had a much better effort in these last 3 games. It's just those little minutes when you play off of your game, when you make those careless mistakes, you have to clean that up to find a way to get that good, consistent 60-minute effort. Because I would say this game, I would say the Flyers played a good 40 to 45 minutes. A good 40 to 45 minutes. Because the start of the game wasn't their best start. They got better as the game went along, but the third period, I would just say, wasn't their best period. Wasn't the best way to close out a game. And you're lucky that you're just playing Buffalo, because Buffalo is a bad team. So the Flyers, they got to clean up those little sloppy messes, especially closing out the game, and especially going into the stretch where the points are really going to matter against teams like Pittsburgh, against teams like Washington. 6 of your next 7 games are against Pittsburgh and Washington. If I go to the schedule right now, you got 3 games this week against the Pittsburgh Penguins, starting on the 2nd, Tuesday. Got Pittsburgh on Tuesday, Pittsburgh on Thursday, Pittsburgh on Saturday. 3 straight games in Pittsburgh. And then you go to next week, 3 out of your 4 games next week are against the Washington Capitals. Next Sunday, next Tuesday, not next Tuesday actually, next Sunday, next Thursday, next Saturday. The game that's mixed in on the Tuesday is a game against the Buffalo Sabres. So 6 out of these next 7 games are really crucial. Really, really crucial. And honestly, I would say that Buffalo game is also crucial too, because you got to beat down on a bad team. You just gotta. So it's going to be a really tough stretch for the Flyers, especially against Pittsburgh and Washington, especially against these teams. We beat Washington once this season, and it's really weird right now with the schedule, because it's been getting a lot of games getting rescheduled because of the Flyers' little bit of stint with COVID, having to cancel some of the game or postpone some of the games, and then having to reschedule them. That's why they're playing Pittsburgh 3 times in a row. That's why they're playing Washington 3 times in 4 games at home. So it's a little bit of a scrambled schedule, but the Flyers, they got to be ready for this stretch of games, because it's going to be really crucial in the standings. If I go to the standings right now, just to see what it looks like for the Eastern Division. So the Flyers, they're currently sitting in 3rd place with 25 points. Pittsburgh is 2 points behind them with 23. So say if the Flyers get a good 4-6 points in the series, you're talking about a 8-point gap between them and the Penguins. You could be talking about that. You'd be talking about a 4 to 6 to 8 point gap between those teams. So these points are going to be really crucial, especially going up against a team like Washington next week as well. These points are going to be really crucial, and right now this division is looking like a 1 through 5 team division, and then you got your bottom feeders in the Rangers, Devils, and the Sabres. So these are when points are going to matter, because in this upcoming stretch, you're going to be playing Pittsburgh a lot more, you're going to be playing Washington a lot more, you're not going to be playing Boston as much, which thankfully you're not going to be. They only have 3 games left against the Boston Bruins, but yeah, this next stretch of games is going to be really crucial. Really, really crucial. And also, you can't forget, you're most likely going to have to be playing the Islanders as well in this upcoming stretch. They played the Islanders twice this month, and then they play a lot Islanders for the rest of the season. If you look at the rest of March, got Pittsburgh 3 times, Washington 3 times, the Rangers 4 times, the Islanders 3 times. They played the Devils once, and they played the Buffalo 3 times. So a lot of these matchups are going to be really tough for the Flyers, and they got to find a way to get some points this month. So, I'm going to wrap it up for the video. What are your thoughts on this Flyers deja vu moment, shutting out the Buffalo Sabres 3-0 once again? And just what are your thoughts on overall the Flyers play in the past 3 games? Do you think it's just a result of them playing actually good? Do you think it's a result of them just playing poor teams? Or do you think it's a little bit of a mix of both? So I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a comment down there. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. Don't forget to check out the Painted Lines, which I am a part of. Their links will be in the description below. Don't forget to check out the Flyer Up Podcast merchandise website. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you next time.